do some cooking. The idea is now, I'm doing it in the house, obviously. This isn't a lorry. To make some stuff. This is the heated lunchbox. Basically, it just plugs in and warms your lunch up. This one's a good one. It's because it's got 2 compartments in it. Well, I posted about it and somebody piped up, the road pro's better, blah 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 blah. It's like, I love truck drivers are obsessed with brands. It's the same with the bloody square pan that everybody was obsessed with, that square frying pan, which I've always found was way too big and a bit ungainly. So, pasta is fantastic for this. Put your water boiling. Put a load of salt in there. I've found putting loads of salt in is really good because the pasta doesn't come out salty, but it just gives a nice little extra flavour. Cassio e pepe I'm going to do. Well, what I'm going to do, because the good thing about doing pasta is I'm having pasta for tea, so I make more, so it doesn't actually cost me any time. I've made lunch without any more effort. Also what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook loads of pasta and butter some and keep it in the fridge, because then for later in the week you can where are the sauces? I don't know, pasta sauces are. Just have some just chuck some buttered pan and pasta in there and put sauce on top, and that heats up really beautifully in there too. So so yeah, just do loads of pasta. I'm going to butter half of it, make cassio e pepe with this half, but also this cassio e pepe, which is basically cheese and pepper. It's a very simple recipe, but I've bastardized it a bit because it's supposed to use like is it Parmigiano? I just use cheddar, some cheddar, mild cheddar, dragon cheddar. It's delicious, absolutely delicious. And Mansell Davis said a lot of don't take a lot of milk there, so it's from around here, and a bit of that. So wait for the board to boil. Mum bought me a air fryer for my birthday, and it's one of the most amazing cooking gadgets ever. I was thinking the other day, if I go back on the road, I'm taking it with me. Even if I was like a coach driver, you could have that in a hotel room and cook your own dinner. Oh dear. Anyway, so basically there we go, just most of the packet in there really. And that's lunches. You can have it for dinner when you get home even. I do believe I might need a bit more water in there, because it evaporates a little bit. As if that's a revelation. And these are little tomatoes from I cooked and grew myself. I just check them on, slice them in half and check them on fresh, like uncooked, because they're really delicious, because they're really sweet as well. When it starts boiling, turn it down a little bit because it can blow over with pasta. Also, this pan is clean. This was used as a deep frying pan previously, so they are immovable stains on the pan. I'm not that filthy. Quite filthy, but not that filthy. So the recipes will tell you to like use all Parmesan or Pecorino or whatever. I just use a bit because I quite like. I used to go in before hospital. I loved blow your head off mature cheese, but now I like mild cheese, and I don't like really strong cheese. But I add a little bit because it's quite nice because it tangs it up. But obviously, with this bastardized version of cassio e pepe, just use whatever cheese you want, frankly. Whatever cheese floats your boat. Be nice with all sorts of Gruyere would be nice. It's quite good with Edam as well, although a bit stringy. So dry pasta takes about 10, 12, 13 minutes. A lot of people go on about having it slightly al dente, but I don't really like it al dente. I like it mostly soft. Al dente is like with a bit of bite to it. And it turns out French-American chef Jacques Pepin is like me too, so I'm in good company. Tomatoes. Before you drain it, because that's cooked now, keep a cup of the water. Not just for this recipe, but also for that's not enough. For I'll talk about. So chuck the butter in. Now, some recipes say use butter, and lots don't. But I don't need any excuse to use butter, so it's going butter. And then crack some pepper in there. And some butter in there, because that's going to be for the buttered pasta. So heat right down, lots of butter, now pepper, and lots of butter. As fits the recipe where pepper is in the title, lots of pepper. So there's the buttered pasta that we're saving for sauces. Swish this around in the butter, get it all nice and coated. Do a bit more butter in there. There we go. Shouldn't really eat salt at this point because the pasta's nice and salty. Now, add a large chunk of the cheese. Stir it around. Basically, it's like I say, it's just cheesy, peppery pasta. Let's put the phone down for a second. This is why I keep a bit of the water, because you want to add a bit in there to make the sauce a little bit thinner, because it's just cheese sauce basically. If you do melted cheese pasta, it gets very clumpy and can be a bit unappetizing, but this is perfect mixing it out. As for that water, hang on to what's left. Put in a little jar or something, because the issue with these is, because it's heat and it takes a while to heat up, it can cause things to go very, very dry. So when you add the pasta, add a little bit of the water in there too, because it will just evaporate, but it keeps everything nice and liquid. There we go, look at that. Look at that, it's so delicious. I just tasted it, it's absolutely fucking amazing. Basically I just serve it all now and just eat what I want, and then keep the rest in my pasta dough before I decant it into my heated lunchbox for tomorrow. And there we have it, with some fresh tomatoes grilled myself, some basil grilled myself. I love basil. Basil's one of the best smells in the world and flavours. I love it. I love it. I could be Italian, food-wise. So that's basically the consistency you want. You don't want melted cheese because it all clumps together and sticks together. Just enough liquid for everything to be nicely coated, but not like runny like a proper sauce. It's amazing. Right, so my pasta was delicious. I ate probably a third of it. So that's the buttered pasta with a little bit of olive oil as well in to stop it sticking. I'll just leave that in there. I'm going to have this for lunch tomorrow. Basically, because it's not non-stick, it helps put a bit of oil in there, otherwise it's almost impossible to get the burnt on stuff off. So there we have it, ready to heat up tomorrow. Most people would keep it in the fridge, but I don't bother. Cheese is fine out of the fridge for a day or two. I got some baked bells in the van that have been in there for 3 days. It gets cold enough at night. Don't take my advice on food storage though. And there's the pasta water. So basically turn it on tomorrow and just dip a little bit in there. Not all of it obviously, just enough to lubricate it a little bit so it doesn't like dry up. It's funny, after saying how good everything had been recently, I tempted fate, sod's law. Today has been one of the most awful days I've had in a long time for various reasons, none of which I'm going to go into. Where's my... So just to do this little video thing. Oh, for fuck's sake. I should have planned this, shouldn't I? Oh, for fuck's sake, where's that gone now? Like, it amazes me how much shit you can lose in a fucking box. Oh, this is a fucking... Jesus fucking Christ. There it is. So get the cable out. Plug it in, because this is my lunch. So this one's good because it's 12 or 24 volt and mains. comes on, and it will start the warming. But like I said yesterday, keep a little bit of the pasta water, and I'm going to put a drop in there, not very little, not very much, just so it doesn't dry out. Because pasta water is, I always used to wonder why people used it in stuff, but it's like Italian liquor. It's delicious for cooking and stuff, not drinking. I don't drink pasta water. So that's that. I will see you in a bit when the food has heated and I can have some lunch. After about 15-20 minutes, take the lid off, give it a little bit of a swirl around. See, that water makes all the difference, because it's nice, and because the first time I tried it, it was basically just a block of pasta. Well, my camera focus. So that's not long now. So there we have it. 34 minutes later, a nice hot lunch. Pasta. I could probably live on pasta. Look at that, it's nice and moist too. I mean, it tastes just like I just cooked it. Perfect. So preparing my lunch for tomorrow, back in work tomorrow. I'm going to have pasta. So this is some of the pasta I cooked. That's just with olive oil and a little bit of butter. Cheese in a separate compartment, because I like it scattered on when it's hot. But you do have to remember to take that out, otherwise you'll just have a tissue paper cheese, melted blob. And I'm making my own tomato sauce, and it tastes amazing. Obviously jar ones are much easier for lorry drivers, and you can sort of keep them in the lorry for when you take pasta with you. But I thought I'd make my own, because these are tomatoes from my own, grown by my own fair hand, and they're really sweet. Happy Sunday to you. Good day. I'll put them on, nobody wants to see my freaky eye. So, just done my first drop, and I've started feeling a little bit peckish, so time for lunch in an hour or so. So, as you'll have seen, I'm using my own pasta sauce, but you can just obviously buy the pots, which is what I normally do. And it's handy if you keep the same vehicle all the time to just have a couple, so you can just have to take fresh pasta to work, and then you can just pour it on for the heated lunchbox. As I said before, make sure you take the cheese out. Oh, I love the smell of fresh tomato sauce. Absolutely stunning. Take the cheese out beforehand. I like the cheese only slightly melted on top, but you can chuck it on straight away or whatever your preference for melted cheese is. I'm going to put that back on top. And I'm going to plug my lunch in and eat in around about an hour. With the fact that it's got a sauce, you won't really need to add water like you do with the cheesy pasta. So there we go. See you shortly. Warm now, so I will just about 40 minutes. There we go, it's heated up beautifully. What I'm going to do is pop the cheese on for 10 minutes so it melts a little bit, but not totally. Just a mixture of mild cheddar and parmesan, which half of which has just gone on the floor because I'm an idiot. Generally what I'll do now is I just want it to melt a little bit, leave the lid off, because if you put the lid on like that, it will just get stuck to the lid and make a mess. And bloke will be wondering, why is there a load of parmesan in my van? So yeah, I'm just going to leave that for 10-15 minutes. And yes, somebody will note the seatbelt, like somebody did the other day. The fact is, if you're driving around town doing 80 drops, the seatbelt sort of falls by the wayside a little bit sometimes. Postmen are exempt, aren't they? I know we're not technically a postman, but there we go. That's me justifying my silliness. Good day. So we're gonna have lunch now finally. I'm getting a bit stressed today because the going quite badly, because the handset took me to 2 different places that weren't the right place, which has added an hour's driving to my day. And now my lunch is on the floor. So I was going to show you it heated up with the cheese, but I can't because it's on the fucking floor. So there we go. Hope you enjoyed this fucking video. Fucking stupid fucking day. I rescued some of it. It wasn't actually touching the floor. It's very delicious. And it's my birthday today. What a fucking shit day. Fucking hell.
Subscribe, morons!